Happy weekend, MJ traders and investors. It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. It is Saturday, December 28th. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend and holiday break. In this video, we're going to do another rapid fire news update, this time for the period December 21st to the 27th. It's a little bit lighter on the news this week as it was a shortened holiday week. So we'll jump through this a little bit quicker than normal today. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me and the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future content. Also, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. And shout out to Elon. You can follow us on his platform, which is formerly Twitter, X, and the handle for that is at Group Pow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. MTL MJ Corp repays 13.25% of mortgage and strengthens the balance sheet. So this is a smaller operator in Canada, but showing lots of promise for the future. I'd say it's more than likely a buyout target at some point down the line. There's still over, I think last time I checked, still over 1,000 producers here in Canada. That is not sustainable long term. We're still going to see a ton of consolidation, but this is one of the better operators in the space, and they're focusing more on the quality side of things, especially with regards to flower. Also, the MJ Herald reports that Oregon continues to have the cheapest legal MJ prices in the U.S., followed by Michigan and Massachusetts. So MJ prices across 23 states with legal recreational sales remain strikingly inconsistent, reflecting a range of local factors, including regulations and tax structures. And this is going to be something that, price compression, price wars, we're already seeing it in Canada. There's thousands of producers. It's just the nature of the beast. And you can see down here, this is starting to become more in line with the likes of Canada. So Oregon is coming in at $3.57 per gram. Keep in mind that's USD. In Canada, it's somewhere around that $3 to $4 mark as well, but that's Canadian dollars, which is a lot less valuable than US. So this in Canadian dollars is closer to $5, right? So it's coming in line, and a lot of these places that are seeing price compression, they're starting to, like California, for example, you're starting to see a lot of saturation and competitive landscape in those areas, right? And look at Ohio, 7.44 per gram. So that's going to come down, and obviously it'll come down as we see prohibition come to an end, right? Once states start to legalize, then the novelty kind of wears off, and people aren't willing to pay as much, because we saw that in Canada, right? People that were charging an arm and a leg, people said, okay, it's great and all buying from a legal, buying it through legal means, but I'm just going to go back to my, my guy or gal that I got it from before in the illicit market, because it's just, people don't have the money, right? People have way more month left at the end of the money than money at the end of the month. So times are tough, and that's just a glimpse into the future of what we're going to see. And spoiler alert, I do think that these lower prices are going to make it even more difficult for a lot of these smaller operators, right? It's going to be a wave of consolidation, just like we still need in Canada. So we can't forget a lot of the lessons that we learned in Canada. Legalizing MJ led to immediate decline in opioid overdose deaths in the U.S. states, new research concludes. So now we're starting to understand why the industry is being held back as much as it is, right? It's manipulated, and it's being held back by the lobbyists, right? The big pharma, big alcohol, big tobacco, and they're all trying to get their paws all over it, right? Like I said, I've worked, I said this many times, I worked at a pharmaceutical company, multi-billion-dollar company. They were fined from the opioid crisis, and all they could talk about for a couple of years after that was, okay, well, I guess this opioid, all this profit has come to an end from that, so now we're going to pivot over to CBD, and that's all they talked about for 2 years, right? So again, they're being disrupted, right? They just want to slow it down so that they can come in and reap all of the rewards. And we have more information coming with regards to alcohol and better alternatives in just a moment. Also, MJ Moment reports that New Jersey MJ sales top $1 billion mark for 2024, state officials announced. So big money. We're talking tons of jobs. We're talking tons of tax revenue for these states and overall, the entire federal government eventually. So we're starting to see a lot of people are saying, I've seen a ton of influencers and people, quote unquote experts say that, MJ isn't going to be a very high cash flowing business. I could not disagree more. MariMed commences wholesale operations in Missouri as the stock price continues to get absolutely destroyed. I think it was at like 20 cents last time I checked, but this marks the latest expansion increase in MariMed's revenue, generating operations to 6 states. So again, only in 6 states. Yeah, there's 50 states. A lot of operators are, in Germany and in international as well. Look at Cureleaf; it's in, Germany, it's in Portugal, the UK, it's in Canada now. It bought a Canadian operator, and I forget how many states it's in the US, but a lot more than 6. And I think, probably MariMed's going to get acquired at some point soon as well. Also, the MJ Herald reports that legislation to legalize recreational MJ filed in New Hampshire House of Representatives. So State Representative Kevin Verville filed House Bill 75 today, which seeks to legalize MJ for everyone 21 and older in New Hampshire, and that was dated December 23rd. Also, Keef Brands bubbles to top of competitive MJ beverage sector. So we'll scroll down here. So the Colorado-based, and I don't know if you guys and gals have tried these drinks. I'm not a big fan at all. I tried them. I would give them like a 2 out of 10. Really did not like it at all. If you have tried any of the Trust beverages from Tilray, they're like night and day. It's like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 on most of them, especially like the Molos and the XMGs. These, I'd give them like a 2 out of 10. They were absolutely terrible. I would never, ever buy it again. But that's just my own thoughts and opinions. Curious to hear what everybody else has to say as well. But the Colorado-based company's sales from January through August totaled $18.9 million, up 26% from $15 million. And I just wanted to see where it breaks down. I think they were like 80% of their revenue was coming from beverages. Let me just do a quick search here. It was in there it is here. So Keef has more than 70 stock keeping units, so SKUs, which include gummies, oils, vape cartridges, and non-carbonated beverages, but carbonated sodas are the brand's bread and butter, accounting for about 80% of the company's overall sales, which, again, very surprised because I tried them. And I probably wouldn't even drink one if you gave it to me now. I was really not a big fan. But maybe they changed the formulations or they will change them. But like I said, last time I tried it in the US and I tried it in Canada, and it was both a very poor experience. There's just so many other better options out there. And I would think they're probably going to be a bio target as well. CBD reduces cravings for alcohol among people with drinking problems, new study shows. Imagine that. So now we're really starting to understand Big Pharma with regards to opioid alternatives and, helping with alcohol addiction or drinking problems, that type of thing. And just an overall healthier alternative, right? And we're heading into the new year here. I wish you a very safe and happy holiday and happy new year. And we're going into 2025 here, and a lot of people are going to be looking to go into that dry January, mentality, right? And what better option than MJ infused beverages? So I think we're only at the cusp of this. It's only going to get better as time goes on. And we're going to see huge disruption from the alcohol industry. Also, MJ Moment reports that retiring congressman and none other than Earl Blumenauer says that the feds are trapped in time on MJ, and I could not agree more. And a lot of it has to do with the MJ army that's in there, right? The prohibitionists, the older demographic. It's going to change eventually. It's just whether or not is it going to change, just based on people changing their opinions, or is it going to change based on newer elected officials and representatives and more younger demographic people coming in, right? Which is going to happen. It's probably going to be a mix of both, I would think. But I think we're a lot closer to a major momentum shift and sea change in the industry than a lot of people think. So it's unfortunate that all of these lobbyists, they have so much money from big pharma, big alcohol, big tobacco, and unfortunately they're winning the battle right now. Also, Planet 13 announces opening of the 30th medical MJ dispensary in Florida. I've been to Planet 13 in Las Vegas, Nevada, but I'd like to go check out Florida. My parents are actually going to be snowbirding there here in a couple of days. Actually, I think they leave today or tomorrow, I think it is, depending. They were looking at the weather, but that's something I'll have to add to my bucket list as well next time I'm visiting Florida. Love Florida. I don't know if I'd want to live there, but certainly love vacationing there. Also, study finds that CBD may protect against depression and cognitive issues caused by social isolation. And what does that remind you of? That reminds me of, the 2020 and C19. And there was even talks of how the different cannabinoids in MJ can actually combat C19. But not only that, the social isolation issues that came from this as well, it can help with that. So it's literally medicine of the future. It can help with just about everything. And yeah, like I said, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Once we get rescheduling, once we get full blown descheduling, the walls are going to come down. Research, clinical trials, everything, studies are going to run rampant. And I think with the help of AI, it's like I said, there's no telling what this medicine of the future is capable of doing, right? It's still so much of the early days, it's not even funny. Also, just did a complete revamp to the website. So if you go over to pursuitofwealthgroup.com or powgroup.ca, or you can even go to powmerch.ca, but there's a merch tab now where I have all of the most popular products, getting a lot of great feedback. Thank you for everybody. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting along the way. But yeah, there's tons of great new swag that are available here. And if you want to go on there, these are the top sellers. And if you just click on them, it'll take you directly to the powmerch.ca page of that item. And then you can go over here to Pow Group merch. A lot of the products actually sold out, so hopefully getting more soon. But yeah, you can scroll down here. There's tons of options on here. And like I said, getting really great feedback. Really do appreciate all of the support as we head into 2025. Again, wishing you a safe and happy holiday, and we'll welcome 2025 with open arms. I think 2025 is going to be the year where MJ really starts to see a momentum shift, and we're going to see that sea change in the industry, not only from a regulation perspective, but just an overall adoption. I think we should see share prices increase, and as big tech, crypto, AI tops out, in my opinion, that money's going to rotate somewhere, and what better place to rotate into the beaten down MJ sector for the last almost 5 years when everything else has been skyrocketing and with so many booming catalysts that are on the horizon. All right, enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll catch you on the next one.